What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of 30 something. It is April 2nd. It is 4 days until my birthday, and it is a check-in day. So today's episode is going to be about something that has improved in my 30s, and it is my aches and pains. Probably the last 7 years, my body has hurt getting out of bed in the morning. My hips have hurt. And so waking up at almost 32 years old and feeling better in my body than I did at 25 is just crazy. Again, today is a check-in day. Today is a lower body day, so I have a good amount of mobility work that I do around my check-in, around my lower body training. So I'm going to bring you through all of that this morning and today. So let's get into it. All right, here's how we are looking. This morning, I just took my weight, brushed my teeth, got myself together. I'm gonna go downstairs and do my mobility work and check in. Don't mind my hair because it's way too long and I have to get it cut, so I look insane. But the mobility work I like to do in the morning is just a 90-90 stretch. So I'm going to sit in this for 2 minutes on each side, and then we started just adding some pressure to my hip, and I'll resist it for like 5 seconds. This just really opens up my hips so I can sit into my glutes more, into my front pose. So this is just kind of like my warm up so that it improves my posing, especially this early in the morning. Today's check-in isn't a full check-in, it's a bit modified. So I'm just sending photos, weight, and my posing routine. This is the first time I've sent my coach my posing routine. So I'm excited to send that over and get some feedback from him. It's crazy how the simplest things actually make like a huge improvement, because sitting in this 90-90 stretch for 2 minutes each side seemed like a lot at first, but I have done it every single day for the last 5 weeks, and it has probably made the biggest difference. So this is the one thing that stays in every single day. The thing with mobility work and the program that I'm doing and how Dr. Kyle does things is it progresses. So you're not just given a plan and you do it forever, always. I got the plan, I followed it for 2 weeks, we followed up, and then based on how I was feeling and how I was moving, we updated the plan. So it went from 10 minutes every day to 4 minutes every day, and then on lower body days, I had like my full routine. And now I've done 3 follow-ups, and we found more things to work on, because when you start to correct these limitations in the body, then you kind of compensate in other areas. And so now I do my hip mobility, I do my knee mobility, and then I do some low back mobility as well. So some days it's more, some days it's less, but I have just started doing this every single morning because I pose every single morning. And then on my lower body days, which today is, I do my full routine or the rest of this routine right before I train. This has really improved my posing, it's really improved my lifts, it's improved how I feel in my body. I do not feel any sort of aches, pains, or tightness when I get out of bed in the morning. And again, I've been feeling that since like I was 25. So I think accepting the fact that aging has to be full of aches and pains, like it doesn't. Especially if you get on top of this at a younger age and you actually do these things consistently to improve your life, it makes a huge difference. Gracie likes her mobility work, don't you? Hey, no lick. Isn't she so pretty? The last thing I do in the morning is my banded cat-cows. This really helps with my low back. I am obsessed with these right now. This is the most recent thing we added in. I did do some vacuums upstairs, upright, but I like to also incorporate them when I'm doing this, and then I'll lay flat on my back and do a few also right before I pose. And I actually like to do these twice. I'll do these in the morning and then I'll do these again before I train. Lastly, I'm just gonna do a couple of vacuums, and then what you're gonna do for check-in. I need to make it known that I am going to prison. Husband prison. TikTok shop, you guys. This is a birthday present to me, okay, from me. I'm gonna confirm the price, but I think this was like $5. I'm gonna have to clip my hair up because I literally look like fucking Rapunzel. It's ridiculous, but I just wanted to show you this. I'm obsessed. It is so hard for me to find like a fitted tee that I like. That's padded because I don't have like boobs and I don't want to do a bra and a t-shirt. So this is a padded one, and yeah, I'm running a little behind, but I'm eating my pre-workout meal right now, and then I'm gonna update you guys on my way to go train, and then we're gonna get this mobility work, but this is my favorite meal of the day, so I'm gonna enjoy. I hate listening to people eat, so I'm not gonna make you listen to me eat. I just wanted to show you this masterpiece, okay? Brown sugar, cinnamon, churro, banana, almond butter. Like, this is my birthday cake. I'm gonna put a candle in this and blow it out, and it's gonna be a good day for me. We're on our way to go train lower body A. So I train at 2 different gyms. It's the same gym, there's just 2 different locations, and there's pros and cons to both. So this one's closer because I'm running behind, but I do have other obligations right after this training session. I do have a 6-week challenge starting on my birthday. Of course I had to start it on my birthday. And I'm leaving town tomorrow to visit my family, and so I have clients to meet with like right after this training, so I'm a little rushed for time. So this mobility is going to be all B-roll, and I'm gonna get a good efficient training session in my lower body A day. I'm excited to train today. I'm excited to be here. I had a really good check-in this morning. I got some good feedback from my coach. I'm feeling really happy, really grounded. This was like my check-in before I go away to visit my family, before I celebrate my birthday. My coach mentioned that I might get a meal off plan. I have never gotten a meal off plan during prep. I got 1 meal off plan in my improvement season, but I'm someone that's really not focused on the food. It's been a whole journey for me mentally navigating food with myself and in my relationships. So my coach is aware of that. He knows kind of how I am and how I navigate things. We have that mutual understanding, but I think he also knows the importance of like food and connection when it comes to your significant other. And so he gave me the blessing. He mentioned giving me the blessing for my birthday after this check-in. And so I kind of told him where I was at with that. It was more so like I could maybe enjoy a meal off plan with my family. And I told him that while traveling, I would rather not. I think there's so many other variables with me being out of routine when I'm traveling that it wouldn't be enjoyable, and I'd rather just stay on plan when I'm traveling. But I said, if anything, I would like to enjoy maybe a steak with Ryan on my actual birthday, because there's a new steakhouse that opened up and I'm really excited to eat there. However, we are on a business owner budget. When I brought it up to Ryan, he is just really honest and saying like, we're not financially in a place to do that right now, and that's okay. Finances and relationships are like their own thing, but in our relationship and our dynamic, Ryan doesn't really involve me. He tries to like protect my mental capacity, especially right now in prep, as much as possible. So he just tells me when like things are not good, and we are just in a place in our business owner journey where we have 30 people that get paid before us. We've had to make a lot of sacrifices with selling our house, living in a rental, sacrifice of our time. Things are tight right now, especially being bodybuilders, especially getting ready for competition season, hotels, hair. So I'm not upset that we can't go to a fancy dinner for my birthday, because we'll go for a fancy dinner to celebrate me becoming an IFBB Bikini Pro and it'll be much more enjoyable then. So we might maybe make a steak at home. We do have some gift cards to some other places in town that also have steak. So we might do something. That's not to say we won't, but it was really nice this morning to just have the option, to have that blessing from my coach, for my coach to say, we are 9 weeks and 3 days out, and like, you can have a meal off plan if you want to. Like, what? Again, this has to be quick and efficient, so I'm going to run you through my mobility program before I do my lower body A-Day. Let's go.
I'll be there for the highs and lows. Give you mine if your heart gets broke. By your side when you're all alone. I will be there. When you're down and down and you look, things got tough and you've had enough. When you fall down, I'ma pick you up. I will be there. I'll be there, I'll be there, I'll be there for you. I'll be there, I'll be there, I'll be there for you. When you're down and you look, things got tough and you've had enough. Whoa, I'll be there, I'll be there, I'll be there for you. When your heart hears a break and it's too broken to be open, I'll be patient, I will wait till you're ready to be open. Everybody needs somebody. Yeah, you got me. You know that I know that you know that I'll be there for the highs and lows. Give you mine if your heart gets broke. By your side when you're all alone. I will be there. When you're down and you look, things got tough and you've had enough. When you fall
This time in my life, this series, this everything, it's all about alignment.
down, I'ma pick you up. I will be there.
That's entirely what aging should be and is. Aligning your life, your action, your mindset with who you want to become, and making the decision, taking action, and holding yourself accountable to raising the standard for yourself and for your life. Really, it comes down to 3 things: people, places, and things. I'm going through some alignment shifts in the people, places, and things in my life. So much of my life has just been trying to force things. I am not somebody that has a lot of friends. I am not somebody that has a large family. I'm not somebody that needs it, but I'm somebody that has always wanted it, and I've always thought of myself as less than because I've never had it. You see people on Instagram that have all of these friends, all of these followers, these big weddings, these big bachelorette parties. Like, I have never had that. I've come to realize as I've aged, like, I don't want it. I don't need it. That's not who I am. And I think having a lot of loss in my life at a young age for a period of time made me cling on to the few relationships that I did have, and it made me accept a lot less than what I deserve. And this isn't just in friendships. This has been in relationships. This has been in professional relationships. This has been with previous coaches. I feel like I've reached a point in my life where it's like quality over quantity every time. And I finally have gotten that alignment. Like, this time of year, I've mentioned in previous episodes, it's kind of sensitive for me because me and my grandma always celebrated our birthdays together. Hers is on the 14th, mine is on the 6th. And for my birthday every single year, she was the first person to call me my entire life. It would wake me up in the morning and she would do this stupid thing that's like, "This is your singing telegram." And she would sing happy birthday to me every birthday. And now my mom does it. And I love her for that. But, you know, this time of year is tough for me. And all that to say, music hasn't really been resonating with me. And my coach just went through a loss recently with his grandmother. And I was kind of going through my own stuff as he was. And he did a YouTube, which I respect him so much for sharing his life experience with that, because that's the stuff that resonates with me. That's where on the days that I have to dig deep, that's the place that I go, is reminding myself to live because of all of the loss that I have. And so I knew he posted it, and I've kind of been like waiting for the right time to listen to it, just because like I'm going through so much mentally. And so I started listening to it during my training today. And so going into my training, going through this stupid, I don't even want to say drama, because it felt like a relief to let these misaligned people, places, and things just exit my life. It doesn't need to be a dramatic exit. It just needs to be what it is. Misalignment. I want to move on. And so that's what I'm doing. And so going into my training, just relating to somebody on that level and like reminding myself, like the people that are meant to be in your life, the alignment in your life, you will never, ever, ever have to explain your heart to those people. I have never had to explain my heart to my coach. In the 3 years I've been working with him, he has always understood me on a deeper level. I have never had to explain my heart to my husband, and I've never had to explain my heart to my family. And right now, that's as big as my circle needs to be. And I'm okay with that. And so now I have to go show up and serve others, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put on my face. I'm gonna help people reach and achieve their health, wellness, and fitness goals. And then I'm gonna finish this YouTube because I am exactly who I say I am. I'm gonna do exactly what I say I'm gonna do, even if I'm 10 minutes late. I'm 10 minutes late, I communicated that, but I got done every single thing I needed to do today, including this YouTube. So let's get on with it. All right, you guys, I'm gonna close out this episode of 30 something. And while this episode was about my mobility improving in my 30s versus my 20s, this is also just like real time in my life, what I'm going through. So currently it is 8:50 p.m. from the office. We finished up at about 6:30. I had my in-bodies, I did a quick dermaplane, I stayed a little late and set up one of our estheticians to do my challenge. Came straight home, ate a meal, wrapped up some work, and started preparing for the trip we are taking tomorrow to visit my family to celebrate my birthday. And so in preparation for doing any sort of travel, I am an athlete first, and so I am still in competition prep, even though I'm going to visit my family, and so it does require a lot of preparation. So I just want to show you guys quickly how I prepare for going home to visit my family. And actually this works out really great with my current training split and cadence, because I trained lower body today, I am upper body tomorrow, I am rest Saturday, and then I train on Sunday. So I'm actually not going to have to train at a Planet Fitness like I normally would when I'm home, because we are going to train tomorrow before we get on the road, and then Saturday's a rest day. Sunday we're going to train when we get home. So training wise, I can keep that pretty consistent, although I am going to be pulling back to about 80% because of all of the travel and added stress. Really all I will have to worry about when I'm home is my fasted cardio on Saturday. I'll do fasted cardio at home before I train since it's upper body. I'll do fasted cardio at my sister's on Saturday because it's rest, and then Sunday is lower body, so no cardio. Although I'll probably still get a quick 20 because I'll be sitting in the car for 3 hours. So it actually simplifies things a little bit. So I'm gonna show you how I prepared food-wise for the next essentially 3 days. When traveling and out of my normal routine, I like to keep as many variables consistent as possible, and I don't like to spend a lot of time like weighing out my food, so I do as much as I can beforehand because I do eat 5 meals a day. So for tomorrow, I've got all my meals weighed out. I won't have to worry about anything for tomorrow. I've got all of my morning, evening supplements with my mushroom coffee, my evening tea, all of the stuff. I will put all my meals together there for Saturday and Sunday, so I just weighed out enough chicken to put all my meals together. I weighed out enough rice to put all my meals together. I weighed out enough veggies to put all my meals together. Got my fruit for breakfast. I've got my oats for my breakfast. I've got all my almonds, all my powders, all my greens. I got my pink Himalayan sea salt, my frother, my food scale. I've got some extra containers. I've even got my decaf coffee and even my cooking sprays. I like to keep everything as consistent as possible. A few things in the fridge that I'm gonna grab are my containers of egg whites. My family has eggs, God bless. My mom and my sister both have chickens. I'm gonna bring a couple Fresca, a couple Gatorade. This is all of the food that I will need. This is how I like to keep it organized. This is what all it entails. This took me about an hour. I have done this enough times and my family is very used to this. I've done holidays, birthdays, all the things during prep with my family. We figure out ways to make it work and we figure out ways to make it work better. I'll have to throw all my clothes together, get my Easter baskets together for my nieces. I am gonna do my sister's hair, so I need to throw all my hair stuff together. Toiletries, get one more meal in tonight, and call it a day. So in closing, for this 30-something episode, as I'm about to celebrate becoming 32, I am celebrating how good I feel in my body because of incorporating mobility work. This is also something I would really dread when traveling because sitting in the car, sleeping in a different bed, but actually this is the first time I'm gonna be traveling while doing my mobility routine. So I'm actually really excited to see how much better it is. You know, these are just the little ways that you can get better and you can improve. But above all, and I think the common denominator in all of the things that have improved in my 30s versus my 20s is just alignment. Alignment in the people, places, and things in my life. I took you through my mobility a little bit, I took you through my check-in a little bit, I took you through my mental a little bit, and I took you through preparing for some travel a little bit. So this was a jam-packed episode of some good stuff. I hope you guys got something out of it. If you like this episode, make sure to like this episode. Don't forget to subscribe and let me know what series you guys want to see next because we're wrapping up this 30-something series as I'm going to be turning 32 on Monday. So I want to thank you all for the support. That is all I've got for you guys today, and I will see you in the next one.